What happened here? One sec. Okay, now that we have all the scuff out of the way, let's try this again. Oh boy. What is up, fellow geeks? Super Geek Girl here, and welcome back to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy. We are still in the midst of trial number 5, Rise from the Ashes, where we are investigating not just one, but 2. All these guys are, sorry, let me tame down the volume. All these guys are, they were investigating a specific crime that took place several years ago, the statute of limitations of which runs out, in a couple of days, in 2 days, in fact. And everyone who was involved with that old case has been basically kicked off the force or demoted, and there's a lot of shadiness going on and a lot of bullshit going on. Hopefully we'll get a recap before we dive into the trial, but here we go. Let's do it. Throw in shade, yeah. Hello to everybody who's already in the chat. Hello Aaron, hello Stumpy. Great to see you guys today. Hopefully we got all the scuff out of the way now. So everything should be totally fine from here on out. I hope, I pray. Oh God. All right, here we go. February 21st, 9:41 a.m. District Court Defendant Lobby number 2.
So, what do you think, Mr. Wright?
I think the prosecution is as confused as we are. After all, the victim was murdered in 2 different places at the same time. And a different suspect was arrested at each of the crime scenes.
Lana!
Good morning, Mr. Wright. I apologize for yesterday. I was indisposed. I hope they didn't hold you too long for questioning. We just finished, actually. I'm used to all-nighters, though.
So, how'd it go?
It's as Mr. Wright suspects. The police are clueless. I figured as much. So, I struck a plea bargain.
A plea bargain? What do you mean by that?
We agreed that if I told them the truth behind this simultaneous murder, they wouldn't seek capital punishment. That's what I mean, Emma. Oh, wow. Okay, so it was gonna be a straight-up death sentence.
But Lana! Don't tell me
much to my regret. I'm as much in the dark about this as they are.
Miss Sky,
We found trace evidence of a certain person in the police department's evidence room. They belong to Officer Jake Marshall. What kind of trace evidence? Blood-stained fingerprints, to be exact. That's the trump card I have up my sleeve today. You do understand what this means, don't you?
in order to defend my sister, you're gonna accuse Mr. Marshall?
We have to play the cards we're dealt. Isn't that right, Miss Sky? Do what you have to, Mr. Wright. Yeah, we found incriminating evidence that suggests that Marshall may have been involved with this tomfoolery as well. I just really hope they don't put Meekins back on the stand. I mean, I'm sure they're going to, but if I have to hear that megaphone again today, my nerves cannot take it. I am a frazzled little girl today. February 24th, 10 a.m., District Court, courtroom number 9. Here we go. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is... what? The humph? What's humph? Edgeworth, what do you have up your sleeve, sir? What do you have up your fancy sleeves? Humph? I'm afraid you'll have to clarify. It takes 30 minutes by car to reach the police department from the prosecutor's office. Yet the victim, Bruce Goodman, was slain at both places at the same time. But that's not physically possible, is it? What's more, I heard the victim from the evidence room just disappeared.
Yes, and the body eventually reappeared in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car.
Wow, this is one messed up trial. One of my duties as prosecutor is to present impartial evidence. Today, I will present evidence relating to the murder at the police department. In so doing, I believe the way in which we should proceed will reveal itself.
Now that's what sets Mr. Edgeworth apart. He sounds so on top of things. Even though he doesn't know what's going on himself. And that's supposed to be an admirable trait?
Very well. Let the trial resume. On the day of the crime, what exactly transpired at the police department? All right, here's our recap. Mr. Edgeworth, you may call your first witness of the day to the stand. For its first witness, the prosecution calls the suspect of the murder that occurred at the police department. Oh, fuck, it is Meekins. The suspect? You mean the so-called murderer? Oh, boy. Things are getting wild from the get-go. Well, he seems a lot calmer here. I swear to God, if he brings out that megaphone, I'm going to throw something. I'm going to throw something that's going to be audible on the freaking microphone. Oh boy. Will the witness please state his name and occupation? Da! Let's go! Thank you, Stumpy. Thanks for blowing out my eardrums ahead of time. All right, what was the voice we decided for this guy? This guy was a robot, right? Is that what we decided? I think that's... I help. Yeah, yes, you do. You're very helpful. All right, I think this guy was a robot, though, if I recall, right? He's gone through 2 different voices. I can't remember which one's which anymore. Nerdy and robot. Yeah, I'm just gonna stick with the nerdy voice today. I think my voice can handle it. Yes, sir! I'm Officer Mike Meekins, sir!
My occupation is, that would be, a murderer, sir!
Oh, great. Everyone's just like, bruh. Everyone is just like, oh my god, you just straight up said it.
So you're telling us you're a professional killer?
Sir! It was me, sir! I'm the one who did it! I'll never kill anyone again, sir! Ah, god damn it, I knew it!
Ah, friggin' megaphone!
I'll never kill anyone again, sir! You've gotta believe me, sir!
Actually,
Actions adults may possibly comprehend!
please, Mr. Edgeworth, sir, help me! Officer Meekins,
Yes, sir!
give us your report of the crime. Consider that an order.
Yes, sir, as you wish! After all, I'm a part of the generation that must be told what to do, sir!
Well, you can't fault him for a lack of enthusiasm. Alright, here we go. Witness testimony. Crime report, sir! I like that it's sir.
Although it's not my normal duty, I was assigned to guard the evidence room that day. I spotted a suspicious man on the security screen.
Am I cutting out? Can you hear me? Am I good? Am I good now? Can you hear me? Back now. Okay. I might be too close to the mic. Sorry.
So the victim, Detective Goodman, attacked you?
Ah, shit!
Do unto others before they do unto you! That's the Meekins family motto, sir!
I see. Then you fainted, and a colleague helped you regain consciousness.
Yes, sir! He knocked me upside the head, sir!
Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination.
What I need here is more info to work with. So to me that says I gotta press him on everything, I think. Press away! Press away! Press everything! Mr. Meekins, you work in the General Affairs Department, do you not?
Yes, sir! I'm in charge of hiring new recruits, sir!
Now that's a scary thought.
Evidence transfer was taking place on the day of the crime, which meant many officers were given special tasks not ordinarily performed.
I was in charge of guarding the Blue Badger, sir!
The Blue Badger?
Yes, sir! The lovely police mascot created by the chief of detectives, sir!
Oh god, this thing!
I was to ensure it wasn't broken during the transferal process! That was my sole mission for the day, sir!
Ugh, that thing is so creepy. It's barely blue and it's not a badger. Yeah. Also, hello, hyper-realistic manga! Thank you very much for the duck sound. Quack, quack, quack.
I see. It sounds like a very, important mission.
After the award ceremony finished that day, there were so many people running around that I relocated the Blue Badger to the evidence room!
Ah, so that's why you went to the evidence room. Tell us, what did you see when you got there?
I spotted a suspicious man on the security screen and rushed into the room. In order to enter the evidence room, you need an ID card. Am I correct?
Precisely, sir! I have one right here around my neck!
So then, your ID number should be listed on here, right?
you please read us the number? Yes, sir! It's 4989596! That's my number, sir!
I see. Huh? But the number 4989596 is shown as being used twice!
Please explain, witness. It's no real mystery, sir. The first time is when I relocated the Blue Badger to the evidence room, and the second time is when I went to go get him after everything settled down. I see. So it was during that second time when... Yes, sir! That's when I spotted the man on the security screen!
Alright, data has been updated. So Meekins was the one who entered twice. We still don't know who 777, not 777, we still don't know who all the sevens are though, but I guess we'll find that out later. I was only doing what I was trained to do, sir. I was suddenly attacked. So, you were attacked. Can you please tell us exactly what happened to you?
It was a knife, sir! A knife! Detective Goodman pulled a knife on you? What happened then? Well, with me charging in on him like that, he looked as surprised as I was!
You aren't exactly the kind of person someone would want to run into.
That's when I reacted, sir! I swung my arms like an octopus, struggling to detain him! That's how I got this gash on my hand!
Maybe if you just kept your cool, your hand wouldn't be...
When I saw the blood trickling down my arm, I panicked! I grabbed the man by his collar!
I fought for my life, then I did it. What exactly do you mean when you say you did it?
Oh, I know I don't look the type, but I'm really into Kung Fu films, sir!
Oh god, he's one of these.
The man let his guard down for just an instant, so I snatched his knife from him!
You took his knife?
I spun him around and performed a disarming maneuver! I made sure to close my eyes like a man!
See.
He must have been desperate. The next thing I knew, his white coat was drenched in a sea of my blood, and then the next thing I knew... Yes?
Ow!
He punched me right in my face, sir!
About what time did you regain consciousness?
No offense, sir, but how am I supposed to know that? I was unconscious!
Oh, right.
According to the report from the officer that woke up the witness, it was about 5:30. He hit me right in the head, too! I woke up crying tears of pain!
Judge, what are you being so shady for?
That's nice. I mean, it's nice that you recovered, that is. When I came around, though, I made sure to finish my mission, sir!
Your mission?
Yes, sir! The Blue Badger, sir! I returned him to the entrance before things got out of hand!
Well, we can all rest easy now. Judge is super done with Meekins. Yeah, I think I'm also done with Meekins at this point, and I just started.
Well, I believe we now have a fairly accurate picture of what happened. Yes, Your Honor. Only one thing remains unclear. Was the man this officer murdered really the victim?
He's got a point.
Yes, Officer Meekins. With regard to that, sir? Take a look at this! It was sent to my jail cell! Chief Gant delivered it to me just this morning, sir!
Oh, God! It's friggin' more evidence that we had no idea existed! This is not how trials work, you guys! In any country!
The chief?
Delivered it?
What is that? A videotape? Yes, sir! That's absolutely right, sir! A videotape, sir! It contains footage from the security camera in the evidence room! What? But I specifically asked if there was such a tape, and was told it had been mistakenly erased! That is quite the mistake. I just do what I'm told, sir. It's the only thing I'm really good at.
Looks like communication with the police department is as good as ever.
Well then, let's have a look. Show us the video of you murdering the victim. Please stop using that word murder, sir. It scares me.
A video of a real murder? Just, what are we getting ourselves into?
Alright, let's see this video. Okay, so there's the blue badger. It's really... Oh, God! There's a... Okay, so there's a guy. Okay, there's Meekins. He's always obscured. Oh! Yeah, there's the knife. Okay, there we go. There we go. There we go. Okay. But why is the camera oscillating back and forth? If it's a security camera, should it be just a fixed angle? Yeah, it's always obscured. That's a good point. They perform automatic scans. I guess so. Maybe it's on a... It could be one of those security cameras where it's on a timer and it just kind of oscillates back and forth. But I usually think of security cameras as like being from a fixed angle. It's interesting that it was oscillating. Okay, so I guess we're gonna have to watch it again. I noticed when the glove fell out, and something else kind of stuck out to me too, but I kind of missed it. I'll have to watch it again, maybe. It's too expensive for the animation budget. Well, I mean, bear in mind, this was originally a 3DS game. This was originally a DS/3DS game. Hey, what's up, Spiral? Welcome to the stream. Good to see you, buddy. All right, let's see what we can pick out about this video. That fucking face that Edgeworth makes is my favorite.
Well, I believe we're all thinking the same thing. How can we deal with these unsettling feelings stirred within us?
Oh, Spiral, you're at a con right now? Metacon. Oh, nice, man. Hope you're having a great time. Oh, God, I miss going to cons. I don't think I've been to a con since before COVID started. I think the last one that I went to was one in Dallas. And, well, I mean, come to think of it, I've been to Ren Fair, but that doesn't really count. But no, I miss going to a proper con. One of my friends is at a con right now, and she got to meet Andre Pena, the voice actor for Luis Serra. And I'm super jealous of her. And just yesterday, my husband was at a con, and I opted not to go. But okay, hang on. I'm gonna take a pause real quick because I'm gonna brag on my husband real quick. So my husband paints miniatures for like D&D and Star Wars and stuff. I think I may have mentioned it a few times here on the stream. He got a silver medal at ReaperCon yesterday, and I am super proud of him. He did a fantastic job. I'll post that. I'll post his winning entry to the Discord server after the stream. But he's awesome. My husband's great. Yay! Good job. Anyway, yeah, I just wanted to take a quick break and brag on him because I'm super proud of him. He did a fantastic job. Anyway, moving on.
What the hell was that wriggling piece of plywood? Sir, that is the pride and joy of the entire Criminal Affairs Department, sir! It's the Blue Badger, sir!
Why am I not surprised this isn't going smoothly? Security video has been added.
Yes, well, anyway.
Oh, you think Meekins actually did it, Spiral? You think Meekins is actually the suspect? He's a secret ninja. I don't know. It's a little early for the I mean, we're on day 3 of the trial, so it's entirely possible, but we still have to talk to Jake, and No. You know what I think? I think the police chief himself is the big bad here, as it were. I think this is all his doing. I don't know why, but I super straight up do not trust that police chief. He is sus as fuck.
This tape seems to prove that the witness did indeed encounter someone in the evidence room, and some sort of activity did take place.
Oh, okay, we're gonna interrupt.
Your Honor, instead of relying on clearly incomplete footage, the witness's testimony will suffice. Is that all right with you, Officer Meekins? Yes, sir! As you wish, sir!
He's too obvious? You think Gant's too obvious a suspect? Well, it does kind of go against everything that I've learned from watching murder mysteries, is that the guy who clearly did it usually didn't do it. So you may have a point there. Anyway, enough conjecture. Let's just focus on the evidence at hand. Mystery Man, here we go.
His face can't be clearly seen in the video, but there's no question that the other person was Detective Goodman, sir! I mean, he opened the locker, which required Detective Goodman's fingerprint to do! The locker he opened is unquestionably Detective Goodman's locker, sir! So it must be him! No one else could have unlocked it! What's this about a fingerprint? Each detective has been given a locker, equipped with a fingerprint-activated lock. These locks ensure that each locker can only be opened by the detective it belongs to. Intriguing. That would mean the victim at the crime scene would have had to have been Detective Goodman.
But the chief could. Master key. Yeah. Maybe Gantz has like a master key that can open all the locks. There's gotta be a master key somewhere. Yeah, no, we're pushing master key. We're pushing the master key theory.
Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination.
I don't know where this cross-examination will lead, but everything begins with contradictions. That's where I have to start. Yeah, no, all the sevens is a super strange number. I agree. Oh, what if all the sevens, the straight sevens, what if that's Gantz's number? What if that's Chief Gantz's number? And he went in there and set things up ahead of time. That's entirely possible. That's entirely possible. Let's keep going and find out if we're right. I mean, obviously I'm right, but I don't know if I'm right. Right? These are the kinds of jokes you're getting today, people. Work with me here! Alright, his face can't be clearly seen in the video. That's true. There's no question that other person was Detective Goodman. He opened the locker. The locker he opened was that. It must be him. No. However, the most important detail is not shown in this video. The man's face!
Sir! If I may say something, sir? Please do. After all, you are the one being examined. I don't understand why the man's face is so important in this case, sir. I mean, it was his hand that opened the fingerprint lock. And it was his hand that tried to thrust his knife into my body, sir!
Oh, God!
My unsettled state can testify enough to this, sir! Yes, you have a point. The footage doesn't lie. That is, unless the defense can find a problem with it.
Mr. Wright, let's check the court record again. Is there a problem with this security video?
Obviously there is, but let's see. Okay, so Marshall's fingerprints, and then the vase, the evidence locker. Okay, so there's that. The indicator lamp. Oh, was it lit up? Was the lamp lit up? Okay, I think I got an idea. There is a problem. Regarding the video contained on this tape, there is one thing in particular that seems rather strange.
Strange?
This contradiction leads to the possibility that the man may not have been Detective Goodman.
What? This video contains such a contradiction? Interesting. Your Honor, I have a proposal. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth. I propose we have the defense point out to us this alleged contradiction in the video.
He would want me to point it out. Hey, what's up, that one Zelda NPC? Welcome! Welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Hope you enjoyed today's stream. Meekins may be a bad man. He may be. We're gonna find out.
Very well. Proposal accepted. Let us further inspect this piece of evidence. I will now play the security tape. Mr. Wright, please show us this contradiction you speak of.
I have to point out a problem in the video? This is the first time I've ever had to do that. You can do it, Mr. Wright! It's set up so you can fast forward, rewind, or pause the video. Just take a good look and be sure to point out the right thing.
Please don't play it too many times! I can't stand watching this video!
How did this guy ever become a police officer? The contradiction is that Meekins beat up the man. He's so small. He is a scrawny spaghetti stick of a man, isn't he? We'll see. I'll take another look. I think I know what it was that I saw. Oh! I just thought of something. Okay. So, anyway, I'll point it out when we get to the video.
Now then, Mr. Wright, please enlighten us. Where is the contradiction that indicates this man may not be Detective Goodman?
Okay, let's see here. There's that. Aha! I saw it! Wait. Right here! His locker's already lit up! He can beat him up, and it's all technique and knowing where to hit. That is true, actually. That is true. Just because you're smaller than your opponent does not mean you can't completely wreck them. I know this because I took martial arts for about 7 years. And my instructor was a lady who was even smaller than me. And she could take down dudes twice her size. It was a glorious, glorious thing to watch. So, yeah, no, Spiral is 100% correct. Your size does not matter. All that matters is, what matters is your technique. That's the important thing. And have you thought about which game you'll start for Horror Month? I will be getting to that at the end of the stream. But thank you for reminding me. It's tough to hit the right place if your eye is closed. That is true. That is true. That is one thing you do not want to do in a fight, is close your eyes. You want every sense available to you at your disposal. The thing that's strange about this video has got to be this! Officer Meekins.
Sir! Do you mean me, sir?
As I understand it, the locker apparatus works like this. When you grab the handle, a sensor reads your fingerprint. If it's a match, the light turns on and the lock is released.
According to my very limited experience, that's the way I understand it, sir.
If so, then something is seriously wrong with this picture. Why is the light already on? Why is the light already on? The light shouldn't already be on. The light shouldn't already be on. When the victim reaches for the handle to open the locker, let's rewind to a little earlier. Here! Notice the light?
What's this? It's already lit!
Precisely my point, Your Honor. The locker was already open before the victim grabbed the handle!
Order! Order! What is the meaning of this?
It's very simple, Your Honor. The locker wasn't locked on the day of the crime!
But the locker locks are controlled by an electronic system. When a door is shut, a sensor is triggered, and the locker is automatically locked. Oh, I know. It must have broken down. Of course, I'm not an expert in this. That's not likely, Your Honor. The sensor would detect and report any malfunction. Oh well, it just goes to show that officers should keep their mouth shut. So then, Mr. Wright, do you have an explanation?
Me, Your Honor?
Yes. Why wasn't the locker locked?
Me, Your Honor? Yes, well, you see, this isn't exactly my field.
What do you think, Miss Scientific Investigator?
Huh? Oh, maybe something like jam the system sensor?
Oh, something you might have been dead on. You might have been dead on with that. Something jammed the sensor? Say, there's something else that seems out of place in this video. Yeah, I thought so too. There's got to be another clue somewhere in this footage.
Very well, let's inspect the video once more. The locker wasn't locked. Mr. Wright, please point out the cause for this.
I think I know what it was. I just gotta wait for the right moment. I want to see Maya and Emma argue. Yes! I want to see that as well. No. You know what I want to see them do? I want to see them just, like, shit-talk Phoenix and just be, like, super catty behind his back. Ah! No, I missed it! Where was it? 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 Where did it fall out? Right there. Bam! Glove! Glove should not be there. Glove should not be there. Please watch closely. This is the continuation of the part I showed you earlier. Thank God we don't have to listen to that music. That was getting very grating. Yeah, because, you know, Maya and Emma would either be rivals or they would be immediate BFFs. Agreed. Yeah. No. They would be swapping stories about Phoenix over... They would be spilling tea over tea. That's what those two would be doing. They would be spilling the tea over tea. This is something that I need to draw. This is... Yes! Yes, they would be insufferable! Oh, I know what I'm drawing after the stream. I know what I'm drawing after the stream. Yes. Lovely. I love it.
What's this? Something white fell out of the locker. But sir, it's been my experience that things fall out when doors are opened. I often fall out and roll great distances when I open my car door, sir.
I love that his objection cut off Meekins. We can't be sure that item was completely inside the locker to begin with.
What do you mean?
The sensor triggers the lock when the door is shut. What if something was inserted? Say, between the sensor and the door?
Inserted?
Yeah, no, Stumpy, you super called it. The glove was blocking the sensor. That's why it was still showing as lit up. Good job, man. Good job. This white thing wasn't inside the locker. It was stuck between the door and the sensor.
Oh, I understand now, sir. It's just like my tie. 2 out of 3 times it gets stuck in the door when I get out of my patrol vehicle, sir. Instead of the door closing, my tie chokes me.
I can't even finish that. I can't even finish Meeks' lines because everyone cuts him off.
But the object would have to be extremely thin to fit in that door. Not only that, it would also have to block electrical currents. It would need to be an insulator. Yes, an insulator. But at the crime scene...
There just might have been something that fits the description.
But sir, by insulator, you don't mean...
I think I finally got this figured out.
Very well. Will the defense please present the relevant evidence? What was this insulator that was stuck in the locker door?
It was the glove! It was the glove! Take that! I found this near the locker. A thin rubber glove.
But we can't be sure that was in the victim's locker.
It has a tag that says SL9 incident. The video seems to depict the victim opening the locker, but that isn't the case. The lit lamp attests to this. On the day of the crime, even I could have opened that locker. Is this not so, Officer Meekins?
Sir!
It would appear so, sir!
Order! Order! So are we to believe then that the victim, whom this witness stabbed in the evidence room, was not Detective Goodman? Do not be misled, Your Honor. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? The defense has merely demonstrated that possibility, and nothing more. The victim in the video was indeed Bruce Goodman. The prosecution will offer one more testimony to prove this.
What?
Officer Meekins, please testify about this. Sir! Me? Sir? I'm not sure what you're referring to, sir. Oh, you mean that, sir? Of course, sir.
joke.
Very well. Begin your testimony.
All right. What have you got up your sleeve? What have you got up your fancy, impeccably tailored sleeves, Edgeworth?
There's one other thing that proves the man was Detective Goodman, sir. To enter the evidence room, one must use their ID card. When an ID card is used, there's a record of it. At the time of the crime, the detective has used his card.
Did he, though?
An ID card record. I see. I have the ID card record right here, Your Honor. The ID used at 5:14 is that of the victim. Just before the crime, yes, without a doubt. This is the victim's ID. However, one thing does strike me as unusual. Several hundred cases should have been due for transferal. Why were there so few people using this room? This particular evidence room is only used for storing certain special cases.
Special cases?
Extremely violent cases involving police staff.
Ugh. Just hearing that makes my hair stand on end.
Me too. Although it doesn't make much of a difference.
There were only a few cases up for transferal there, and most were cleared up by noon. Right, I see. Now, let us move on to the cross-examination.
All right. What do we got here? There's one other thing that proves the man was Detective Goodman. To enter the evidence room, one must use their ID card. That is true. When an ID card is used, there's a record of it. That's true. At the time of the crime, the detective had used his card. Did he, though? I think I've got something that can counter that. Or should I say, objection! Wait one moment, Officer Meekins.
I'm not good at waiting, sir!
I have the victim's ID card right here. I found it at the crime scene.
Well, that makes sense.
When I say crime scene, I'm not referring to the evidence room at the police department. I mean the other crime scene. The underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. Your Honor, I have one more piece of evidence to present. It is a very important clue regarding the victim's ID card.
A lost item report? It's only half completed.
But it shows that Detective Goodman had lost something on the day of the crime. Something important enough to fill out this report.
Let me guess. You believe this something to be his ID card, right?
I can't say for sure, but there is a high probability. On the day of the crime, Detective Goodman was not carrying his card.
Order! Order! So now, what does this all mean?
It can only mean one thing. It doesn't even require much thought. The man Officer Meekins encountered in the evidence room was not Detective Goodman, but rather the man who stole his ID card.
Order! Order! Does the prosecution have a response?
Do you?
I have only one thing to say to the defense. I am so tempted to say I love you right now!
Get it together, SGG. Get it together.
Bravo, Mr. Wright.
That's as good as an I love you. That is as good as an I love you from Edgeworth. Oh God, these gay lawyers are ruining my life.
Bravo? Allow me to summarize the defense's argument. At 5:15 on the day of the crime, the man in the evidence room Officer Meekins encountered was not Detective Goodman. There are 2 grounds to support this. First, the locker in the evidence room was already unlocked. Second, the victim lost his ID card. Am I correct so far, Mr. Wright?
Yes. What is he up to?
That being the case, we must inevitably arrive at a single conclusion. If the victim in this video is a fake, then the murder in the evidence room is also fake. In other words, the security camera does not show the instant of the murder.
That is... well, I guess that's right. He's so flustered. And I mean, honestly, who can blame him?
Is something wrong, Mr. Wright? Only moments ago, you seemed content to be pointing your finger around.
This isn't going to end well.
Well, well. It seems you've finally realized exactly what you've gone to such lengths to prove. Explain yourself, Mr. Edgeworth! The defense has already done the explaining for me. The victim in this video is a fake, which means a murder did not take place at the police department at 5:15 on the day of the crime.
What that means is Lana is guilty. Oh no! Uh-oh! We did Edgeworth's job for him! Whoops!
So the real crime could only take place at one location. The underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. The murderer being Miss Lana Skye, the defendant. The evidence is compelling. A trustworthy witness observed the moment the defendant used the murder weapon.
Womp womp. We done screwed up. Ugh, I knew that testimony was way too shabby. It was all a trap from the beginning.
The activity in the evidence room still leaves many questions unanswered. Who exactly was the victim Officer Meekins encountered? And where did this person disappear to? However, this trial's purpose is to examine only the murder of Detective Goodman. Just so, Your Honor.
Mr. Wright, you have to do something, or else Lana... What do I do? How am I supposed to get myself out of this mess? A trustworthy witness? Which one was that? The one that was caught lying and over again and had a grudge against prosecutors? That one? Apparently so! Apparently so! What do? Well, we do what we do best. Objection! One moment, Your Honor!
What now, Mr. Wright? Don't tell me you're objecting to what you've just proven.
Of course not. But I almost walked right into the prosecution's trap.
What are you talking about?
This cross-examination has proven one thing and one thing only. The security video did not show the actual murder. What did it show? However, it cannot be said that it is unrelated to the murder in the parking lot. Specifically, large amounts of blood traces were found in the evidence room.
The defense demands further investigation into the truth of this matter.
Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. If this court were to examine this further, other witnesses will be necessary. Is the prosecution prepared? I'm sorry, Your Honor. The prosecution considered the incident at the police department to be unrelated. We have not prepared any other witnesses for this incident.
This just might be my chance. Time to call a certain Texas Ranger to the stand. Mr. Wright, do you mean...
Your Honor, the defense would like to request a specific witness.
Oh? Whom do you have in mind?
Someone we have reason to believe knows the truth. The truth behind the activities that took place in the evidence room.
The prosecution requests to hear this person's name before deciding whether or not to comply. Very well then, Mr. Wright. This person whom you would have testify. What is his or her name?
Mr. Jake Marshall. Let's bring this cowboy out here. Officer Jake Marshall.
Why him?
I can't let Edgeworth know everything just yet. He's in charge of the evidence room. I feel we should hear what he has to say.
The prosecution agrees to the defense's request. Since he was responsible for guarding the room, we should hear his testimony. Fortunately, he works in the police department. We shouldn't need longer than 20 minutes to prepare.
I don't get to approve your witnesses. Why do you have to approve mine? Because the plot demands it. The plot demands more of Phoenix and Miles being catty little bitches to one another.
Very well. The court will take a 30-minute recess while the witness is subpoenaed. Will the prosecution please prepare the witness during this time? We will, Your Honor. Court is now in recess.
Well, that was eventful, wasn't it?
February 24th, 11:32 a.m., District Court Defendant Lobby Number 2.
There's no stopping you, is there, Mr. Wright?
Huh? What do you mean?
You called for Jake Marshall. It seems you figured everything out.
I haven't figured anything out. Lana, you're the one who knows everything!
Emma.
You always know everything! Why don't you just tell us? Mr. Wright is trying his hardest to protect you!
I don't recall ever asking for his protection.
How can you be so cold? Don't you trust us? Don't you trust me?
And just here he is to come crashing the mood.
Hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals! Oh, guess I am. I'll come back later.
Oh, sad Gumshoe is sad. Oh, we love you, Gumshoe.
Oh, wait! Detective Gumshoe, what is it?
He's so sad. I love him.
Now you got a lot of nerve, pal! Making a detective run all around while on duty! And to top it all off, you call me here? I'm saying happier people at funerals! Sorry, Detective. You better be, pal.
Hey, what? Oh.
I didn't see you there, Chief Prosecutor Sky! That's okay. So, have you brought what I asked?
Okay, calm down, Gumshoe.
You mean this, right?
My apologies, Detective. Due to my present circumstances, I was forced to use Mr. Wright's name when making my request. What, my name?
Never in a million years would I have thought it was you who asked me. Could I bother you to bring me the SL9 incident files? I'll need them by noon. Talk about crazy.
The SL9 incident? But, Lana, that's... I thought Mr. Wright might need them, so I had them brought here. Here, you might do well to read them.
I can't believe you, the chief prosecutor, were a witness in that case.
Miss Sky was a witness? The SL9 incident files have been received. Files for the Joe Dark killings, solved 2 years ago. Joe Dark, huh?
Take it from me, you don't want anything to do with serial murders. Oh, what? Now that I brought you your stuff, you're just gonna ignore me?
Emma? But why? Why is your name in here? What? My name's in there? I don't know. Unless... No. It couldn't be. Lana, this SL9 incident... Is that...
It's what? What is it?
That's the classification number the police filed it under. 2 years ago, the rest of the world knew it as the Joe Dark killings. The Joe Dark? No. No, Lana! That's over with! No! Emma, wait! She ran away.
You know what? I just remembered. I gotta be somewhere. Sorry, pal, but I'm out of here.
Everybody is disappearing. What is going on? What happened? What happened with the Joe Dark killings? I guess we're gonna find out.
Jake Marshall, Angel Starr, Damon Gant, Miles Edgeworth. Not to mention Lana and Emma. Everyone involved in this case is connected to those killings 2 years ago. This can't be just a coincidence. Knowing you just might be able to figure it out. Time to get back to the trial, Mr. Wright. Best of luck. I better take a good look at this file.
Can I do it right now? Can I look at it right now? Okay, yeah, alright, hang on. Let's take a look at this real quick. Incident number SL9, closed. Perpetrator, Joe Dark. Crime, serial murder, sentence, death. Victims, Edward Jones, Jason Knight, Edith Kirby, Rachel Moss, Jeb Bates, Neil Marshall. Head prosecutor, Miles Edgeworth. Oh, wow. So yeah, that's right, this was Miles' case. Witnesses, Lana Sky and Emma Sky. So both of them were witnesses to this. They both testified. Investigators, Damon Gant and Lana Sky. Head investigator, Bruce Goodman, Jake Marshall, Angel Starr. Okay, so yeah, no, everyone involved. Were there any... I don't recognize any of these victim names off the top of my head. None of them look familiar to me. Yeesh, 6 victims. That's... yikes. Alright. Oh, it's probably gonna do it right now. Or not. To be continued. Okay, cool. Well, good thing I took a look. Yes, we are gonna save our progress to this point. And we're gonna keep going, because I am very much intrigued. I'm very much invested in this. I want to know what happened. I want to know the truth behind SL9. Let's go. Let's keep going. Onwards and forwards to the truth! February 24th, 12:14 p.m., District Courtroom, courtroom number 9. Oh yeah, Emma's just straight up gone.
The court will now reconvene for the trial of Miss Lana Skye.
Emma didn't come back.
Allow me to call the next witness to the stand. The officer in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day of the crime.
Hello, cowboy.
Witness, please state your name and occupation.
Okay, yeah. Why is it that Miles has such trouble getting people to introduce themselves? Poor guy.
Me, partner? Oh, I'm just a man, same as you, wandering the trails of civilization. Occasionally helping the elderly across intersections when needed. Yes, we get it. Oh, I know. You're a patrolman. As for my name, if you listen hard enough, you can hear the howling wind calling it out. To be exact, it's Jake Marshall, Your Honor.
He's like super done with this already. Howling wind? I've never heard Edgeworth described that way before.
And now, Mr. Marshall, let me ask you something. You were in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day the crime took place. Is this correct? According to the papers, partner. What do you mean?
Oh my god, this guy! This guy... Is there such a thing as Texas cringe? Because I think we found it. I think we found Texas cringe. Oh boy.
A desperado's soul is as boundless as the desert sands. No paper can sum it up. Maybe it's best we get on with this quickly.
Even the judge is like, you're cringe, dude.
Please share with us your testimony of the day of the crime. In plain old English.
Thank you, Your Honor. We appreciate you, sir.
My job was to keep a wary eye on that bone orchard. They say I was supposed to make rounds 3 times a day, but that ain't my style. Besides, the room's protected by 2 security systems anyway. If I remember right, I was at a street-side saloon at the time it went down. I'm just an innocent traveling man, so if you're out of ammo, it's time I hit the trail. I can't say I particularly care for your attitude. I can't say I care for your beard, but you don't see me complaining.
Oh! That's contempt of court! That's contempt of court! Throw his ass out! Wait a minute. What do you mean by 2 security systems?
I mean the security cameras and the ID card reader. I reckon even a cowpoke like you knows about those.
Yes, well, what about the fingerprint-activated locks on the evidence lockers?
Fingerprint-activated locks? What kind of newfangled doohickeys are those?
He's not being very helpful.
He's not that good with machines. Or with following orders. Well, everyone's got their weaknesses now, don't they, Mr. Prosecutor? I reckon yours is a certain spiky-haired defense attorney.
I'm being mean to them right now.
This one seems like trouble. Okay, Mr. Wright, he's all yours.
Alright. Let's get this cowboy out of here. Job is to keep an eye on the thing, make rounds 3 times a day. I was at a street side saloon at the time it went down. I don't think so, sir.
If you're at some saloon, as it were, how do you explain these? Objection! Officer Marshall, doesn't it strike you as odd? That is, you being called in to testify like this? After all, you weren't in the security room at the time of the crime.
And yet you dragged me down here. Explain yourself, partner.
It's quite simple. You left a very large trail behind at the scene. Or, to be exact, a handprint.
You listen real good, partner. Like I said, I'm the caretaker of that crypt. I pay my respects. That is, make my rounds about once a month. It's only natural my fingerprints would be in there.
I only wish it were, officer. But you see, your fingerprints were covered in blood!
Witness, what is the meaning of this? Your blood-stained fingerprints were at the crime scene?
The blood was wiped away. However, a luminol test clearly revealed this. Well, Officer Marshall?
It seems to me there ain't a person in this room with a head on his shoulders. I take it you have an explanation then, Officer Marshall? About the blood-stained fingerprints? Very well. You may begin your testimony about your fingerprints, found at the scene of the crime.
All right, what does he have to say for himself?
Like I said, it's only natural for my fingerprints to be in that evidence room. One of them just happened to be at the same place as the blood-stained handprint.
Bullshit!
The murderer touched the locker where my fingerprint was by chance. The bloodstain and the fingerprints are completely unrelated. Or didn't you know the murderer was wearing gloves? See? I had nothing to do with it.
There is so much bullshit in that statement!
The witness's explanation appears valid.
No, it doesn't!
Although there's room for doubt. Life wouldn't be fun without any doubt, partner. The defense may now cross-examine the witness.
This guy's hiding something. I can feel it. Now's my chance to prove it. All right. Cross-examination. Blood-stained fingerprints. Why was the one blood hand clean? Yeah. Explain that, partner. I'm making fun of my own stupid accent. It's only natural for my fingerprints. Yeah, but it's not natural for them to be stained in blood. Press it. That's because you, how did you put it? Pay your respects once a month?
Yep, that's right. That and one more thing. That locker happens to be mine. What? What do you mean? I mean what I said. That's the locker I used when I was a detective. The locker I still use. All that's in there now, though, is a heap of broken dreams.
I see.
It'd be strange if my prints weren't all over that locker.
Apparently, his fingerprint data was never removed from that locker's programming. He must have been using the fingerprint lock all this time without ever knowing it. Interesting. All right, found a bloody handprint on Marshall's own locker. The print had been wiped. One of them just happened to be in the same place as the blood-stained handprint. Murderer touched my my fingerprint was by chance. The bloodstain and the fingerprint are completely unrelated, or didn't you know that the murderer was wearing gloves? How did you know the murderer was wearing gloves? know that?
I may be a loner, but I still do my job. I keep up on the reports. There was a blood stain at the scene, thought to be left by the murderer.
That's right. It was found on Detective Gumshoe's locker.
However, no fingerprints were detected on that handprint.
Oh yeah, I think we tried that too.
So that would mean the murderer, wearing gloves, happened to place their hand on top of Officer Marshall's fingerprint. That's the only logical conclusion.
That still doesn't sound right, but whatever. I guess we're gonna go with it for now.
You starting to get the picture, partner?
The picture?
This seal of blood in the desert, it's just food for the buzzards.
Huh?
There's only one reality, and that's this.
The security tape.
So long as my trail isn't in there, you can't say otherwise. This isn't getting us anywhere, Mr. Wright. Please consider carefully where you're going with this cross-examination.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now then, continue your testimony, Officer Marshall.
Too bad it wasn't me in that video, right? Oh, maybe it was you. You sure? What do you mean by that?
You want to tie me to this crime, isn't that right, partner? If so, that video is the only direct evidence you have.
But that video is next to useless. It's full of blind spots.
Blind spots?
Places you can't see. The camera's panning back and forth. The floor isn't shown. If someone was familiar with the camera's position, they could leave the room without being caught on tape. Oh, that's a good point. Oh, excuse me.
We don't have time for your speculations, Mr. Wright. Well, Mr. Wright, if you can show us evidence in this video that indicates Officer Marshall was present, please do so now.
I think I might know. Very well. Allow me to point out your mistake, Officer Marshall.
Tread carefully, Mr. Wright, or you might wind up being the one making the mistake. Now then, let's have another look at the video. Show us this incriminating evidence of the witness, Officer Jake Marshall.
All right, I think... Let's see here. So there's the fight. There's the fight. You got it, Stumpy? Did you figure out something? I think you and I might have figured out the same thing. Wait a minute. And there! There it is! His locker doesn't have a thing in it before the murder. It had something hanging out. Yeah, got it! That's what struck me as strange. Bringing our attention back to the security camera is a mistake I'm afraid you'll not soon forget, Officer Marshall.
The days are short in Texas, and so are our tempers.
That's true.
Could you sum up what you have to say in 8 words or less?
Very well. You can clearly be seen in this video!
Exactly 8 words. Not bad, partner.
The key lies in a certain locker shown in the video. That locker with the white cloth sticking out. That was the witnesses, I believe. Now then, let's rewind the video a bit. Ding! There it is!
Oh, the white cloth! It's gone! What is the meaning of this, Officer Marshall?
When the crime took place, the white cloth wasn't there. Then, it suddenly appeared. There's only one explanation. Officer Marshall, you were in the evidence room at the time of the crime! What's more, you opened your locker when the camera was turned away!
Order! Order! It would seem that the only— Hold your horses! Sorry, partner, but you got the wrong man. So what if my locker was open? That don't mean I'm the one who opened it. The murderer needed to hide something, so he opened the locker and stuck it in. It's not my fault he happened to choose mine. Why is everyone staring at me like I'm a wanted man?
This guy isn't just playing dumb. He really doesn't know! I hate to rain on your parade, but you're the only person who can open that particular locker.
Oh yeah? I call your bluff. You say I opened that locker, now prove it!
Because it only opens up with the detective's fingerprints, you dipshit!
Fingerprint sensor?
We talked about this earlier today. The lockers can only be opened by the detectives they belong to.
What kind of crazy talk is this?
Well, Detective Gumshoe did mention something about this.
In any case, the locks aren't that obvious. There are even some people on the force that don't know about the fingerprint locks.
So, Sheriff, what do you have to say in 8 words or less?
Oh, that's so good. That's so good. What is he chewing on? Oh no! We got him!
Order! Order! Witness, explain yourself! If this is a joke, it's the worst I ever heard.
I assure you this is no joke, Officer Marshall.
You shot him with a truth bullet. Yeah! It's Danganronpa now, baby! You're playing my game now!
Now then, please tell us what you were doing in the evidence room at the time of the crime!
Olay! Why you say Olay? I don't get it!
Please answer the question!
What is he now, a bullfighter? That's all right, Officer Marshall. I believe we can figure out the rest from here.
We can?
Have a look at these floor plans. There is no place for someone to hide in the evidence room. Yet Officer Meekins didn't see Officer Marshall.
If that's so, then where was the witness? It seems Mr. Wright has an answer.
That's right. The only possible conclusion.
Well then, let's hear it. Where was Officer Marshall at the time of the crime?
It would be here, right? I think I got it. Officer Marshall was standing right here.
There? But that's where the victim, Detective Goodman, was!
Correct. Unless the man wasn't Detective Goodman. I believe the victim in this video is Officer Marshall. It was you, dressed up like Detective Goodman.
But that's preposterous! Officer Meekins witnessed the detective at the crime scene. Once he saw the man's face, he'd know for sure.
May I point out, though, that Officer Meekins did not know Detective Goodman? He also testified about the man's reaction when confronted.
When I entered the evidence room, I asked him to show his card, sir!
Yes? And how did Detective Goodman respond?
I'm done!
You had to have one last parting shot with that stupid megaphone, didn't you, game?
He suddenly pulled a knife on me!
Something about the officer's story puzzled me. If the man had had his ID card, why didn't he just show it?
Yes. He would have needed it to enter the evidence room, so he must have been carrying it.
The answer is simple. He couldn't show it. As you can see, Detective Goodman's picture is on his ID card.
Oh, I get it.
If he showed that, his cover would have been blown. Officer Meekins would have realized the man wasn't Detective Goodman. Do you have anything to say to this, Officer Marshall?
You got quite an imagination, partner. We got a term for that. It's called circumstantial evidence.
Circumstantial evidence? He's still denying it.
You're gonna have to do better than that to break a detective. Unless you have hard evidence proving I dressed up as the victim. I can't say I particularly care for your uncooperative disposition. I can't say I care for your beard, but you don't see me complaining. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have any evidence proving beyond a shadow of a doubt that Officer Marshall dressed up as the victim?
Well, who am I kidding? I don't have anything like that! Circumstantial evidence is the best kind of evidence, actually. You know what? That's actually true. It's way more. It actually holds a lot more weight than people realize. Like you see in law shows all the time. It's like, oh, it's circumstantial. It doesn't count. It doesn't count. No, it hella counts. Circumstantial evidence, when presented in abundance, proves reasonable doubt isn't all you need. Yeah. Exactly. I'm pretty sure, I think I watched a Legal video talking about that very thing, now that I think about it.
I can see the fear in your eyes, partner. Seems you're the one who couldn't take the desert heat.
This can't be happening! It's so obvious he's the one! What can I do? Edgeworth, help us!
It looks like your lack of experience has finally been exposed. I'll pass on to you what someone told me when I was just starting out. When you've run into a wall with no place to go, return to the basics.
The basics? For me, that would be what Mia used to tell me. They got the same advice! Phoenix, try thinking outside of the box. I know Lana and me have the same voice. You'll have to excuse me. I shouldn't look for proof that Officer Marshall was in disguise. But rather, I should look for evidence that came about because he was in disguise.
Why do you think this locker was open in the first place? What do you mean? There's no reason for Officer Marshall to open his locker at the time of the crime. Yet he did, despite the chance it might be discovered later, as it has been.
Which means he didn't originally plan to open his locker.
According to the defense's argument, Officer Jake Marshall dressed up as Detective Goodman at the time of the crime. Then, after the crime was committed, he opened his own locker for some unknown reason. The fact that a white cloth is sticking out of the locker seems to indicate that he opened it in order to put the cloth inside. So, just what exactly is this piece of cloth?
Perhaps the video is the key to all our unanswered questions. I think I know. I think I saw it earlier. I don't have any evidence, so this video is my only shot.
Very well, let's take yet another look at the security tape. After committing the crime, the witness opened the locker to put away the white cloth. Please show us why the witness had to open his locker.
Yeah, it's the jacket. It's the jacket. And I think I know why. Can I fast forward? I can fast forward a little bit. Yeah, okay. Okay, so there's that. Then Meekins comes along. There. And right there. Yeah, the jacket got stained. The jacket got stained. That's why. That's why. Boom. For some reason, you disguised yourself as Detective Goodman and entered the evidence room. Though I don't know to what end, yet.
Yet?
However, something unexpected happened. Officer Meekins barged in on you. When asked to show your ID card, you pulled a knife on him. However, Officer Meekins panicked, and the white coat you were wearing was soiled with blood.
A bloody white coat?
You couldn't just walk out like that, so you hid the coat in your locker.
Not bad, partner. Now then, Officer Marshall, are you ready to tell us the truth? Looks like I underestimated y'all. I hope you're happy now, Mr. Edgeworth. 2 years ago, if you were only half as persistent then as you are today, we all wouldn't have to be here now. Now would we? Oh. Ooh. Oh, dang.
Officer Marshall, tell the court what you did. All of it.
All right. It seems the time has come.
Marshall's confession. Here we go.
I had to do it that day. I couldn't just stand by and let it die. I stole the detective's ID and dressed like him. I planned to take out the evidence. I wasn't expecting Officer Meekins. I knocked him out and managed to escape. I knew which areas wouldn't be caught on the camera. There wasn't any murder in the evidence room at 5:15. So the supposed victim was really you. But there's one thing I still don't understand. Traces of a large quantity of blood were found on the floor of the evidence room. If no one was murdered, then how could that be? Officer Meekins managed to cut his own hand. My guess is he's the donor.
It was way too much blood for such a small donation. All right, here we go. Press him on everything. When you say it, you mean...
Do you even have to ask, partner?
the SL9 incident.
2 years have passed since that case was closed. It was going to completely end with the transferal that day. Not if I have anything to do with it. That incident's not over!
But what did you hope to accomplish by sneaking into the evidence room?
When a case is closed, only that case's lead detective can look through the evidence. I wanted to have a look at it myself, one more time. No matter what the cost. I don't care what anyone says, partner. That case is mine!
But Officer Marshall wasn't in charge of that investigation. Why does he care so much about it?
That day was my last chance. That's why I...
Why did you disguise yourself as Detective Goodman?
If I didn't make it look like Goodman was carrying out the evidence transferal, I'd be arrested for stealing evidence, which wouldn't get me anywhere. So you did it to fool the security camera. And the detective's ID card. I stole that the morning of the incident.
So that really was why Goodman started filling out that lost item report.
I returned his ID card. I left it on the floor in the prosecutor's office parking lot.
The ID card I found was left there by Officer Marshall.
So essentially, you managed to succeed despite your lack of foresight. What do you mean, partner? I mean the fingerprint-activated lock, of course. No matter how well you disguise yourself, you can't change your fingerprints. Under normal circumstances, you wouldn't have been able to open that locker yourself.
But he could, because a rubber glove just happened to get stuck in the door. That means Detective Goodman must have opened the locker before Officer Marshall. So maybe... Okay, so no, it wasn't Goodman, then... I'm formulating something here, but I don't know if I'm formulating the correct thing here. I wasn't expecting Officer Meekins. I knocked him out. You pulled a knife on Officer Meekins and tried to drive him off.
Let's just say I was a little surprised. I only planned on being in the evidence room for no more than 5 minutes. I didn't think anyone would actually come in during that short time. Officer Meekins certainly is a one-in-a-million type of person, mistaking a detective for an intruder and demanding to be shown his ID. I'll have to think a little more about his raise this year.
Are you just in charge of the entire, personnel budget, sir? Are you in charge of payroll as well? Are you in charge of police payroll as well?
You're multitasking really hard.
Yeah, Thank you, Phoenix. Thank you. When did Edgeworth get so much influence?
Anyway, he threw himself at me and I ended up cutting him slightly. I'm sorry it had to turn out that way. With me knocking him out and everything.
By the way, what happened to your knife?
Oh, you mean this one?
Shouldn't that be submitted as evidence? I don't know. Thank you, Phoenix. Thank you for thinking exactly what I'm thinking right now. I also don't know what to say.
So, you knocked Officer Meekins out, and?
And managed to escape. I knew which areas wouldn't be caught on camera. So you did your research beforehand.
Those who go into the desert unprepared don't live long, partner. I didn't think it would make a difference, though. The security tape is erased every 6 hours. If all had gone as planned, no footage would have been left. However, you bloodied your coat in your struggle with Officer Meekins. If someone was in the security room when I came out, the jig would have been up. I opened my locker and stashed it in there.
What was Officer Meekins doing during that time?
What else? He was sleeping like a baby. So what you're saying is, on that day,
There wasn't any murder in the evidence room at 5:15. But the blood found at the scene certainly indicates a crime took place.
what are you, blind? The victim shown on that tape is me, and I'm not dead yet, partner. So you stole the evidence from the locker. Actually, no, I didn't. Why not? When I opened the locker, the evidence was already gone. What? Mr. Edgeworth, where is that evidence? It's still missing, Your Honor.
Oh, what is that missing? What's that missing evidence? Detective Goodman's locker was already empty. Someone else stole the evidence. Gant! It was Gant! It was Gant! I'm sure of it! I'm sure of it! That means my theory was right! Officer Marshall, may I ask you one thing?
Fire away, partner. It's a free country. Just remember, I'm also free to decide whether or not to answer.
No, you're not! You take an oath! I swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God! You suck, Officer Marshall! Why did you do this? Stealing a detective's ID, injuring a police officer? This is no small offense!
Moreover, you're an officer yourself. This will have serious consequences. I can't just be forgiven with a simple cut in salary.
Not that salary cuts are even a valid solution.
Like I said, this isn't your case. This one is mine. And I'll do anything it takes to get an answer.
Okay, testing, testing. 1, 2, 1, 2. Are we good? Are we good? Are we good? Yeah, sorry guys, I don't know what happened. My mic input just kind of froze up. That's really weird. That has never happened to me before. I thought we were done with the scoff. Oh, and now the mic sounds bad? Uh-oh. It's really scratchy? Oh, great. What's happened? Let's see. To be scratchy, guys. Sorry. And now I'm silent again. Okay, how about now? Oh, Jesus. Okay, 1 second. I'm gonna switch to a different mic.
testing, testing. All right, is that better? That better? Okay, cool. All right, how about now? We good? It sounds all right to me, so we're good. Okay, sorry about that, y'all. A little bit more scuff. I gotta love the scuff. All right, I think we're back on track now, so... All right, here we go. Scuff, yes. Also, I'm still hearing myself. There we go. There we go. It was distracting hearing myself. Thank you. Yeah. Applaud the scuff. Applaud the scuff. Applaud the scuff. All right, here we go. Here we go. Who was I again?
Joe Dark. My brother fought Dark and was killed. That was the first time Dark left behind any evidence. That was all we needed.
I would just like to point out, look at his eyes. Look at Joe's eyes. Where have we seen those eyes before, guys? Where have we seen those eyes?
He was arraigned and incarcerated. The case was finally closed. At least, according to the public records. What do you mean? My brother couldn't have been killed by Joe Dark. I knew my brother better than anyone. No one could have beaten him in a fight. And that's it. That's your reason for your insane actions? There's more to my brother's death than what the records say. No matter how much you try to hide it, you can't fool me! Well, at least one thing's for certain. Now we know what happened at the police department on the day of the crime. That was the last day the SL9 case could be reopened. Not satisfied with its resolution, Officer Marshall planned to steal the evidence.
Disguising himself as Detective Goodman, he entered the evidence room. Officer Meekins confronted him, so he rendered him unconscious and fled.
Yes, this mystery has finally been cleared up. No murder took place at the police department that day. The things that happen by chance never cease to amaze. At exactly the same time as the murder at the prosecutor's office, this fake murder was going on at the police department.
Chance? It's gotta be more than just that.
So, if no one was murdered at the police department on the day of the crime, that means the murder in the prosecutor's office parking lot was the real one. Which in turn means only one person could have committed the crime. Chief Prosecutor Lana Skye.
But wait! A verdict wasn't reached in yesterday's trial!
Which is why we examined the incident at the police department today.
But...
There's only one reason the defendant was not convinced yesterday. Or convicted yesterday. There yet remained the mystery of the simultaneous murder at the police department. Seems to me this boy's got the draw on you, partner. All of the mysteries at the police department have been resolved, no doubt about it. Our sole murder took place at the prosecutor's office. The only suspect is Lana Skye. And the testimony of one Miss Angel Starr is completely incontestable.
Except there's holes all over the damn place, Edgeworth.
If you have a response, make it a single word or less. I rest my case.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Objection. Yeah, no. Our one word is objection. That's all we can do. I love that he just casually drinks from his flask on the stand. Oh God. There we go. Game audio. Oh, the scuff! The scuff! There's so much scuff! Why? Why is there so much scuff? I hate this! Nah! The curse of being a streamer! Can't wait for Thursday. No! No! Don't jinx it! Don't jinx it! I'm so scared! I'm so scared about Thursday! I'm fine. Everything's fine. Let's not. I didn't just freak out on air. No. Everything's fine. Let's go. Let's keep going.
It seems this trial has reached its conclusion. There's no room for doubt. Well done, Mr. Wright. Thanks to you, I didn't need to waste my time disproving the alleged murder at the police department. There's no doubt what I proved today is true. The apparent murder on the security camera's tape really was fake. But I didn't realize that would end up proving Lana guilty. Now then, the time for the verdict has arrived. This court finds the defendant
Your Honor, wait! Emma! The defense has an objection! A scientific objection! Right? What do you mean, right?
Mr. Wright, are you this girl's guardian?
Your Honor? In a sense. Please, Your Honor, all I'm asking is for a minute of your time. Please hear me out! Mr. Edgeworth, please!
I don't want to leave any loose ends. You want a minute? I'll give you 3.
Contempt again. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here, but... Alright, Emma, what do you got for us? I was kind of in shock. I mean, finding out the SL9 incident referred to the Joe Dark killings. Now that she mentions it, the names of both Sky Sisters were in that file. But that's when I figured it out. I mean, what Officer Marshall was trying to do that day. So, I knew his fingerprint had nothing to do with the crime. That left only one thing. The other handprint.
You mean the traces of blood found on Detective Gumshoe's locker? But no fingerprints were found on it, right?
No, but I figured if I examined it scientifically, I would be sure to find a clue. So, I ran over there and looked at it again. So, did you find something? No.
Huh?
Sorry. I guess I'm not much of a scientific investigator after all.
Then why are you here?
Is that all? Please don't be mad. I'm just a high school student.
And I'm just an attorney!
Mr. Wright, those traces of blood are the only clue we have. If we can't find something wrong with them, please, Mr. Wright, you're a professional.
Are we?
If anyone can save Lana, it's you! Me?
Oh boy.
Time's up. Now then, Mr. Wright. With regard to the incident at the police department, does any reasonable doubt remain? It appears the defense is troubled by the other blood mark. Looking at the floor plans, a handprint was discovered around here. Is there a problem with this?
Mr. Wright! I'm sorry I can't be of more use, but still! If you can't find anything wrong with that blood mark, Lana will be...
Please answer my question, Mr. Wright. We don't have all day.
Yes, Your Honor. If ever I've needed to concentrate, it's now. What could be wrong with that handprint on Detective Gumshoe's locker? Could there be something I'm missing?
We still don't know who the guy with the sevens is. That's the only thing we don't know. Yeah, no, I'm objecting.
This handprint left at the crime scene clearly shows a contradiction!
The only thing that seems clear is your grasping, Mr. Wright. You've been staring pretty intently at those floor plans. Tell me, is there a problem with them?
Yes. Yes, this is strange. Take a good look at these floor plans. Something is missing.
Missing? You mean something hasn't been drawn on there?
The Blue Badger thing! The Blue Badger thing isn't there!
Yes, something that, when drawn, will completely change the meaning of the blood mark.
Let us pray the defense isn't simply trying to buy time. Very well, Mr. Wright.
With all this evidence here, there's got to be something I can use.
The question is, which item can prove that something is missing in the floor plan?
There was no Blue Badger! There was no Blue Badger on the floor plans! That's gotta be it, right?
What about that piece of plywood?
The Blue Badger, mascot of the police force. Defender of truth, guardian of proof.
Explain yourself, Mr. Wright.
Please, look at the floor plan of the crime scene. The Blue Badger is not here.
So?
So watch what happens when we put him in. This is where he was dancing at the time of the crime. Well,
it was covering up what really caused the print. It was covering up who caused the print. Right? That's gotta be it.
Well, what?
Yeah! Our boyfriend figured it out.
That's right. So long as the Blue Badger is dancing here, it would be impossible to place a handprint at this spot on the locker!
What?!
So that means... just exactly what does that mean?
It means it can't be done!
What are you saying? Blood traces were undeniably found on that locker!
Don't look at me! I didn't put it there! Mr. Wright, think it through scientifically! Emma,
On that afternoon, Officer Meekins was the one who brought the blue badger to the evidence room, right? After he put it down, it would be impossible to leave a handprint on that locker. So that must mean this blood mark was left there before the blue badger was brought in?
Just one moment! I will not allow such far-fetched balderdash in my courtroom!
It may sound far-fetched, Your Honor, but it's the only possible explanation. On February 21st, in the police department's evidence room, blood was spilled not once, but twice!
But how?
One time was captured on tape, taken by a security camera. Officer Meekins cut his hand, from which a trivial amount of blood fell. The problem is, the other time, someone bled prior to the struggle shown on this tape. It had to have been Detective Goodman when he was really murdered!
That's ridiculous! I refuse to accept your absurd claim!
The murder portrayed in the security tape has been proven to be a fake. However, that does not explain the blood mark found on the locker!
So then, assuming this murder you purport really happened, when did it take place? I demand you show evidence that proves when it occurred!
When did the first incident occur?
To summarize, the defense claims that prior to Officer Meekins being cut by Jake Marshall, who was posing as Detective Goodman, another incident took place in that evidence room.
That's right! The blood mark on the locker proves this!
Very well. Then tell us, when did this first incident occur? As Mr. Edgeworth said, proof must be presented.
Proof that shows when the murder took place. There's only one piece of evidence that can show that. And finally, the sevens! The sevens come into play!
Now then, will the defense please present its evidence? What shows where the first crime took place?
It's gotta be the ID record. It's gotta be the ID card record. If the crime took place inside the evidence room, the killer would have had to enter it. And in order to do so, an ID card would be required.
An ID card? Oh, the ID card record!
Officer Meekins brought the Blue Badger panel into the evidence room at...
let's see here, 4:50 p.m. If the crime took place before that time, then it would be 4:40...
Oh no! Oh no! Did we just implicate our boyfriend? Oh no! We just implicated our boyfriend! God damn it! No! Miles, I'm sorry! Don't break up with me!
Miles Edgeworth! Just what have you done?
Oh god, here we go again! Oh no! No! Damn it! Ah! I can't!
I never would have figured you had the nerve, boy. Drop the act, witness. It doesn't take a lot of thought to figure out it couldn't have been me. Nope. I ain't getting it. No, I'm afraid I don't understand either. It's clear from the luminol test that blood was there. However, when the second crime took place, both Officer Meekins and Officer Marshall failed to notice the blood.
That means the blood from the first crime was wiped away. By the real murderer.
I would have had just 10 minutes to murder the victim, carry his body away, and clean up the blood. Unfortunately, that's physically impossible. That would mean the crime must have taken place before Mr. Edgeworth entered the evidence room.
Thank you! I don't know if I can stand it if we send Miles to jail again. Let's look at the chart again. There's only one other card number remaining. 777-7777.
Talk about a lucky number. But wait, that doesn't make sense. How could Detective Goodman have entered the evidence room?
Since there's no record of his card being used beforehand, he must have entered along with the real murderer. That's the only plausible explanation. He went in with 777-7777.
Mr. Edgeworth, please look into this ASAP! Find out whose ID number is 777777! That's 17 too many, Your Honor. Unfortunately, I'm unable to look up the owner of that ID card. At least, at present.
What?
Explain yourself, son. The ID number 7777777 belongs to someone with the rank of captain or higher. Someone who was a so-called executive officer.
It can't! It can't! It can't! I knew it!
We don't have the authority to inquire into such a person's identity.
But that's ridiculous! Just how?
I'm not finished talking, Mr. Wright. There is one situation in which we can be granted such authority. If an official charge filed against an executive is accepted.
An official charge?
You're all alack, aren't you? With your cover-ups and your forgeries. That's how the prosecutor's office operates. I take pride in my work, Officer Marshall. I would appreciate it if you would keep your slander to yourself. Slander, is it? Okay. Let me ask a question. Yes? No, not to you. To her. The defendant sitting over there. Your own little executive. Lana? Don't be stupid. She's been charged with murder. Of course we've looked up her ID number. And it's not 7777777. Don't play me for a fool, partner. That's not what I wanted to ask. All I want to know is one thing about that incident. The SL9 incident. Answer me this, Chief Prosecutor. In that trial, 2 years ago, did you really only use legitimate evidence?
Ooh, what?
What is going on? Do you need the witness to repeat his question, Chief Prosecutor?
I heard him fine, Mr. Edgeworth.
2 years ago, I was in charge of the prosecution for that trial. At the time,
Occasionally, we felt the powerlessness of the law. At least, I did. Lana. I became a prosecutor in order to suppress crime with the law. But before I realized it, we were the ones being suppressed by the law.
Defendant, just what are you saying? I'll ask you again, Chief Prosecutor. During that trial 2 years ago, did you really present all the evidence in court? Can you look me, an investigator in that crime, in the eye and say that you did? Chief Prosecutor, you didn't. I don't have to, Officer Marshall. Why won't you answer him?
Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to in order for him to get the verdict he deserved.
But, Lana!
Even if it involved forging evidence.
Oh, dang. So yeah, no, they totally faked evidence to get him busted. Oh, damn. Oh, this is for real.
You see? That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, everyone's freaking out! Everyone's freaking out! Everyone's freaking out!
Lana's remarks caused such a stir, the chaos in the courtroom could not be quelled. The conclusion of the trial would have to wait until the following day.
Alright, calm down, calm down, calm down, calm down. Everyone calm down. Why are we surprised? Didn't Starscream also do that? I don't know. I don't know why this one is being treated with such contempt. Oh my god, like, what is happening? Okay, so they forged evidence. So does that mean Joe really wasn't the killer? And they were just looking for somebody to pin it on? What is happening? What is this case? Well, we'll have to wait until next time to find out. So, that is gonna do it for today. Apologies for the scuff. I hopefully fixed my microphone, so that won't be repeated. But this week, guys, this is a big week for me. So, to start off, Baldur's Gate 3 stream on Tuesday. Gonna be at its usual time at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And Phoenix Wright will be back on Sunday starting at 2 p.m. But Thursday is the day. Thursday is my 1 year stream anniversary. I have been streaming on Twitch for a year, and I'm going to celebrate with, I'm going to celebrate in a big way. I'm going to attempt a 12-hour stream. I'm going to be starting my stream at noon, and I'm going to be going all the way to midnight. So the plan is I'm going to be playing a variety of games. I'm going to be doing a variety of stuff throughout the day to celebrate. And to top it all off, my VTuber debut. My VTube model is almost ready to go. She's looking really good so far. Just have one or two or several kinks to iron out. But we're getting there. We're getting there. And hopefully, she'll be ready on Thursday. And you guys can meet the new Super Geek Girl. I really hope you guys like the work we've done on her. As I've been mentioning, Stumpy Knight is responsible for the new artwork for the model. Completely different feel from what we've got right now with my PNG tuber, but it's still me. It's still me. You guys will see what I mean. And also, there's going to be new emotes, also done by Stumpy Knight as well. I'll be rolling those out throughout the week, so be on the lookout for those as well. New overlays, new music, new everything. This is a complete rebranding of Super Geek Girl to celebrate my 1 year anniversary. So I hope you guys can join me. It's going to start at noon. That's noon Central Standard Time, and I'm going to be going all the way to midnight. Now, obviously, I don't expect y'all to stay for the entire 12 hours. I mean, if you do stay for the entire 12 hours, holy crap, you're a godsend, and I love you, and I will love you forever. But come and go as you please. Come by, say hi, say congratulations, hang out with me, and, yeah, meet the new and improved Super Geek Girl. I'm really excited. I'm nervous as hell.
But I'm really excited, and I really hope you guys tune in and check that out. And yeah, it's almost here, guys. It's almost here. And I am so nervous. But yeah, Thursday, September 7th, starting at noon Central Standard Time. Be there. There's going to be lots of fun and lots of surprises and lots of games and lots of me freaking out. Oh boy. It's going to be fun. So I hope you guys can join me. Lots of scuff. No scuff. No scuff. Scuff-free Tuesdays. Or scuff-free Thursdays. Scuff-free every day. No scuff. Don't forget the scuff. No scuff. No scuff. No more scuff. Scuff-free zone. Scuff-free zone. I am projecting vibes that will prevent the scuff. Oh boy. So yeah. Thursday's the big day, guys. So I really hope you guys tune in and come check me out. In addition, you guys can keep up with me on Twitter at super_geek_girl. You can check me out on YouTube, supergeekgirl214, and SGGPlays VODs. I will get back to posting videos to YouTube, probably start of next week. The VODs are all going up on time, mostly. But I have been remiss in doing the highlight and clips, just because all of my free time has been taken up by doing this model. So hopefully we'll get back to a regular upload schedule starting next week. We'll have videos and shorts back on the YouTube channel, including highlights from my debut. So be looking out for that. And of course, you can also check out my Discord server, SGG Discords. The link to join that is in my Twitch channel description as well. Alright, I'm out, y'all. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thanks for being patient with me through the scuff. It's been a scuffy scream, but we made it through. So yeah. Oh, geez, stop. Why are there so many save slots? It's fine. Alright. That's it for me, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time, stay super. Bye, guys.